Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tim Bip Live on this Thursday evening. I'm Perry, the host of this My Bourbon podcast. Super excited to be doing a Cask strength Scotch.
Are you
kind
though?
of? I mean, like I'm kind of excited. I don't really know. Joining me this week, all the way from California, is Bourbon Bytes himself, Clifton. Clifton, good to see you, man. How are
Good
you?
to be here. It's been a while. It's been a while
It
since we've done
has.
one of these.
It has. I would like for the next one to be video game related, but if it doesn't
Do it.
totally happen, it's all good. But hey, a couple of things up top. First off, thank you to everybody who might be watching on the replay or watching for the first time on the channel. Really appreciate it. If you have not yet done so, please hit the like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Super chats. We don't really have super chats yet here on the channel, but they are available at all of the links down below: PayPal, Venmo, and Cash. So if you feel so inclined to do that throughout the evening, I'll get that notification to my phone, read out your message here for everybody to hear, I guess. And yeah, we're gonna get into this here in a second. I'm coming off of banking a bunch of episodes, so if my energy's a slight bit off, just know that your internet's not slow. It's just the rate that I'm functioning at. So anyway, Clifton, should we get into it?
Yeah, I was saying I might be a little more excited about this than you are. Like, I'm a little bit more into Scotch. I mean, we're both bourbon guys, but like I think I've experimented a little bit more in Scotch, thanks to my local group. So I'm excited, but I'm also a little worried about some of these.
Yeah, especially once we get to the peated ones at the end. Don did set this up pretty well for us, which I'm super excited about. But I guess we may as well go ahead and start with the first one.
Let's do it.
If that's cool by you.
Sure.
So I got these handy little follow-along cards for you guys to check out as we go through all of these. So this first one is the Macallan Classic Cut Limited 2018 edition, coming in at 102.4 proof. And according to Don's notes, it's non-age stated, matured exclusively in hand-picked sherry seasoned oak casks from Jerez, Spain, in bottles to reveal the extraordinary character of a timeless spirit. $130 bottle. So, Clifton, you might be cutting in and out a little bit. So if that happens, we'll just we'll just keep plugging on through and seeing what
all right, yeah,
what sticks.
Just let me know when it happens, because if it happens, I just want to know. I can close and come back in. I don't know what's the issue. I think StreamYard's been having issues lately. I know. I watched a stream a couple days ago. Whiskey Crusaders. They kept having to kick Will and Sarah off and bring them back in. So
yeah. Gotcha.
Oh, speaking of Whiskey Crusaders, what's up, Matt?
Hey, Matt's in here. Fred Gilbert's in here. Brian Brennicke's in here. Steve Hayes in here. Don Nishida, the man himself, who sent us these samples. Appreciate you, Don. Emily Chambers, Dramhound's here. Wheels, Wesley Zeller. You guys, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Some folks, honestly, I don't recognize the names, so it's nice to see some new faces in here. ADHD Whiskey, Matt Porter. Hello, buddy. Hope you are doing well on this Thursday evening.
I see a lot of familiar faces from my stream too, so that's the beauty of these joint streams.
I think what it is some people are coming over from your stream. You dropped. Dang it. You dropped a little bit.
I'm sorry. My internet speed's fine.
We'll get him back eventually, folks. Stay tuned. And there he is.
Okay. I don't know. It doesn't. You're perfectly fine on my end. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm gonna close out all my browser windows just to make sure.
You know what? I'll do the same just to be careful. Don't want to. Maybe it is me. Maybe it's my fault that.
Oh, I have no idea, because I'll say you're well, no, but you're fine though, so it's got to be me.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Anyway, all right. Now that we've resolved some of these technical issues, so here's what I'm going to. I'm gonna kind of use you as a Gandalf throughout some of this.
Not the best person for that, but okay.
But you definitely have more experience than I do.
I've only had one Macallan, and it was just the Macallan 12, so I don't have that much experience with this one.
I'm talking about Scotch in general here, bud.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. I just messaged my local girls, like, guys, get in here. You guys know all the stuff. Just, like, correct me when I'm wrong.
Sorry, just adjusting some settings.
Don says I'm good on, or Donnie says I'm good on his
everybody
side.
else is saying that you were fine, but maybe it is me.
Maybe it is. You're fine for me, so who knows?
On my end. I don't know. We'll make it work.
This is really nice on the nose, though.
We must be talking over each other at some point. Because some people are saying that it's fine for them. So it might be me. I'm scared to switch over to, oh no, I'm on the 5G. So
no, you see, like I said, you're fine to me, but
yeah, who's to say, man?
We'll see. We'll just watch the replay and we're like, oh gosh, we were so bad.
We're just talking over each other.
Yeah. What I said the nose is nice. I like it's very honey forward, I would say.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also don't super know Scotch notes very well. So
yeah, I pick up more on the lighter, like Scotch notes than the darker ones. Like with bourbon, there's always like the leather and stuff. With Scotch, I get like the honey. Honey, I think is like the big one I get.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, what is the note he gave? Oh, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, you read. I'll drink.
I'll drink first. For it to be matured in sherry cask, which that was all I was going to say. I get that a little in the finish, but like up front, I don't get any sherry.
I don't really either. I think it is definitely prominent on the finish. This is the first whiskey I've had tonight, so it's a little coming in a little hot for me.
Yeah. I was going to pour something just kind of like spent on palate, but I was like, you know what? Let's just jump in.
I should have done the same, but
we have a lot. What do we have? We have eight of these to do. We're going to do 4 here on your channel and 4 on my channel. And then we have a special mystery whiskey for the very end. I'm very excited for that one.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Don didn't give us a whole lot of information on it. He said he had been kind of sworn to secrecy as well. So
yeah, it is a bourbon. So if y'all like bourbon, if you hate Scotch, stick around for the end. At least there'll be one bourbon.
Eventually, we'll get there. We should have updated our logos for tonight.
Oh yeah, I just thought that was weird. That would have been awesome. Freak everyone out. Don't change your username though; it'll get taken.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Actually, that's a pretty funny story. When I did my vodka pod for April Fools last year, Matt from ADHD Whiskey hopped in, snatched that up, like my Bourbon Pod handle, because he knew that I was gonna. Somebody else was going to steal it if he didn't do that. And like, I sent a message to him as soon as I saw that my Bourbon Pod had commented on on that post. And I was like, I need that back by the end of the day.
At least you were like you were friendly about it. And I mean,
he did it out of the kindness of his heart. So
yeah. Always have a backup account to swap your name into.
Yeah. Do you have a small child running around your house by chance, Clifton?
Okay, so the apartment across from ours, they leave their windows, like every window open in their apartment. And like all day long, there's this child just screaming. And I'm sorry.
I didn't know if it was that or a cat. So.
No, the cat's put away too. He may make noise later. We'll see.
How are you getting settled into your new place, by the way?
I like it. I mean, of course, there's a heat wave right now, so I can't do much of anything other than stay home. But
yeah, are you guys staying safe out there?
Yeah, well, I mean, in terms of like, I'm still working from home, which is great, but yeah, it's hot. It's like 110 today. It's pretty crazy.
Got our first super chat coming in from Brian Brennicky. He said, "You look, he said, looking forward to seeing Perry's face as he drinks these." So,
oh yeah, wait till he gets to the PETA ones. I'm very excited for that.
I'm really scared. You brought up specifically the Octomore.
Yeah, that's the one we're ending on. There's a reason we're ending on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some friends. So I have some local friends that have been really wanting to get their hands on that one. That one's a new release.
Really?
10.4. So they're really curious to hear my thoughts. So shout out to the SoCal MBs if y'all are here. I saw a couple. I saw Juan and Brandon, of course.
Well, I have no idea what I've really gotten myself into in that regard.
Matt said, sounds like Violet came to visit me. It might as well be. I said I can't scream at them off camera.
Is it okay to yell at other people's kids while you're on a live stream? What's the acceptability rate here?
Donnie, it's the 10.4.
I don't mind this. I mean, again, I'm not a big Scotch guy,
So the thing with Macallan is it's a very
this is a I feel like this is a good introduction.
Yeah.
Matt says, Perry, you should be very scared. Cole says, I'm a lucky man. Swan says, Perry, are you ready for some benchmark? No.
Gosh, I'm excited to hear y'all's episode on that.
Yeah, well, it's not just going to be one episode; it's 5. So, yeah, because we did one for each of the new releases.
See, I'm planning to do them all back to back. That might be a bad idea. Is that a bad idea? Y'all go a lot more in depth than I do. Mine's more of like a first reaction kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I think and it was something that we kind of went back and forth on whether or not to do it all in one big episode or just spread it out. And I liked spreading it out. It kind of gave us the opportunity to compare it to other Buffalo Trace releases or to, just other things in that field. So like the small batch, we compared to just regular old Buffalo Trace, Ancient Age of 90, and Weller Special Reserve, because they're all the same proof, all from the same distillery, and of course Buffalo Trace is the same mash bill, same proof, pretty much across the board.
Yeah. And so Aaron's here too. Aaron is my resident.
We just wanted to see what that comparison would.
Aaron is my resident Scotch expert. So every time I have a question like, "Well, I like this," I always go to Aaron. So shout out to you.
There we go.
Aaron Blum in the chat.
We very well might have been talking over each other.
I think we were. I stopped. I was like,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You guys have to deal with it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just, I don't know. Does StreamYard work the same way that Zoom does with the mute button?
You can mute it.
I'll just hit the space bar over and over again, and it just gets annoying.
Maybe we'll just like restart before we start my stream and see if it fixes things.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do something like that.
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah, I mean Macallan's good, but I'm excited to move on to some of these other ones.
Yeah, I am too. Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
By the way, I only have 4 Glencairns tonight.
So. I only have 2. It's all good. I'm saving 1 for the peated ones.
Oof. Maybe by the time. How many peated ones do we have? 3.
So the last 3 are peated. So.
Yeah.
So you're safe for this stream. The next one, maybe not so much.
I lost him again.
Oh.
I don't know.
Do you guys lose Perry or do you lose me? Donnie says no issue. It's just you, Perry.
It's totally just me. I'm scared. I'm scared if I switch over to the other Wi-Fi though that it's going to totally shut it down.
Well, the good thing with StreamYard, so even if you're the host and you lose connection, you can pop back in. I tested it earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me see real quick.
I can hold the show for a couple minutes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, Trev Wilson's here. What's up, you guys? Good to see so many faces. I know Perry did all the shout outs earlier, but
am I already back?
Yep, you're back.
Oh wow, that was quick.
But now your video and mic audio is out of sync.
Oh, good.
Oh wait, you're good. You're good now. You're good.
Oh, okay.
It took a minute.
Great.
Okay. Everyone said we're good to go. Let's just do it.
It's the Pete that's messing with my Wi-Fi. That's what happens when I try to do something not bourbon. So let's move on to this next one. This is the Deanston 10-year PX cask.
I am a Deanston fan. Honestly, if I was going to pick one Scotch brand that's not like a peated one that I'm kind of attached to, it's either Aberlour or Deanston. Both of those are my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Papa Ritter's here. Hey, Dad.
But
Steve A says we're hearing both of you fine, which means that we were definitely talking over each other. That's good. That's good to hear. So this Deanston is 10 years old, 57.5%. What is that? 115 proof.
I don't do math.
Bottles are normally $150 to $200. Don's notes. Originally hand-filled in bourbon casks in 2006. After 8 years, the amber gold spirit was then carefully transferred to specifically selected Pedro Jimenez butts. Did that mean to say butts?
Yeah, it is like that's like the end of the barrel, right? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I always think that meant like the end of the barrel, like the head and the. It's a Scotch term. I see butts a lot.
I saw that and I was like, "What are you talking about here?" So, and this is also apparently only available on secondary or in rare instances. Dude, me switching over to the other Wi-Fi, it's perfect now.
Fix it. Okay.
Yeah. So We should be good from here on out. I apologize that it was on my end. Am I surprised it was on my end? Not even a little bit.
Hey, Papa Ritter. Good to see you.
Papa Ritter.
So my experience with Deanston is I've had their 12-year-old virgin oak, which is like a pretty cheap release. It's like $24, so like completely different than this. At a tasting, I did try their 20-year, which is, I think it's Oloroso. I could be wrong, but that was fantastic. That was the one I was like, holy crap, this stuff is good. So I'm excited for this one because it's PX Cask. Uh-oh, that face.
This is just so out of my wheelhouse. Even non-peated scotches. I don't dislike this. I think that it is hot, but is about 130 US gallons. So it's a bigger barrel.
Okay, I lied. I was like, I thought it was the end of the barrel.
I have no idea. I would have just read that as barrels instead of butts, thinking that it was a typo.
That's very different from the 20-year. The 20-year Oloroso is very like that influence is really, really strong. This is not, I don't know, maybe I'm not the biggest expert on PX. I don't have it very often.
Excuse me, I inhaled it the wrong way. This is like the first time that I think I've had a PX. So,
really?
Yeah.
I think it's a little more bitter. I would say more bitter than like sweet in terms of like the Oloroso. I think this one could actually benefit from some water, so I'm going to add a few drops.
Yeah, sure. I'll do the same. I think that up front, it's very abrasive.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
But the back end of the palate into the finish really is not that bad. I don't think. I say not that bad. And like people, I know that I am not the right person to be drinking scotch and just going like, well, this, some of these bottles, I mean, for crying out loud, getting up to $200 plus for me to just be going.
It's all about experimenting, and that's the whole point of the stream. And we named it, like bourbon drinkers try scotch.
Yeah, so. Yeah, exactly. Steve A said PX tends to be really sweet.
Oh, really?
So, there you go.
Sweeter than Oloroso. Oh, interesting. To me, I always get Oloroso sweeter, but that could just be me and my unrefined palate. Now,
actual PX sherry, it's intensely sweet.
Oh, I've never actually done that. My question for you guys, I don't know if Aaron's still in the chat. What is the MSRP on the Deanston 20-year? I know it's pretty expensive. I think it's up there in the 200 range because I bought a Deanston 18-year and it was 100 and that was on sale. So,
Swan and I were talking about the incredible deals that you find out in California, Clifton.
I think your video froze, Perry. I can still hear you.
Oh, great. Solid.
I still hear you fine.
Wait, this has been a heck of a stream so far.
Not as bad as the Mario stream.
I don't know. I thought that was a pretty solid.
It was solid.
Fun. It was a good experiment.
I like water in this one.
Okay.
It really brings out the sweetness for sure.
It does, but I don't know. So somebody please try to tell me what it is that I'm experiencing on these. I feel like I'm just getting grain, or what I'm kind of, the Scotch is frozen, Perry. But what I tend to be getting is more of it seems to me like a younger whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I was going to say. 10 years is really young for Scotch because they're using used barrels, so
right,
that's why so much grain on it.
Okay, well that makes sense. So I guess I'm again coming at it from the bourbon drinkers perspective.
Oh, you're frozen. Oh wait,
daggone it.
Well, at least you host a podcast, so we're used to just hearing you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the internet would apparently break if I had to show my face and do an audio.
It's the curse of the Scotch.
Something like that.
They're saying we're getting the malted barley is what that grain note you're getting.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So I'm tasting a lot of the malt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking he's tasting the malt. I'm seeing a lot of malt in the chat. So
yeah, and I think it works better like with this than the Macallan. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Macallan personally.
Yeah. I did like the palate quite a bit with a little bit of extra water, or a little bit of water.
To me, it brought out so much sweetness that I completely missed. I was like, this isn't even that sweet.
Trev
and
Wilson
now I'm like, so sweet.
Is in here, and things are freezing up again.
Oh. Yeah, you're still further on my end.
This is great. This is so good. Well, let me try hopping back over to the other Wi-Fi.
All good. We got time. We got four to do, and we're already on our second one. So, which, by the way, as you mentioned, we're doing 2 streams. So the first 4 we're doing over here on his channel, and then we're switching over to my channel. The link's in the description below. Of course, there's some amazing mods over here who will send the link to. But
yes,
yeah,
please.
So, oh, you're back.
Am I back?
No, you're not visually back. Your audio's back.
Daggone it. Well, if you want to watch another hour of unbearable live streaming as I have internet issues.
Like I said, we can hear you. I think we're okay though. I think.
Should I just?
We won't see your Scotch face though.
I'm just gonna.
Come on.
No, okay. But I don't even know. I mean, like, is it just?
I don't know why it's doing that. That was.
I don't either. As soon as StreamYard bumps it up to a higher resolution on their streaming, their servers. Just
did you change yours to 1080p?
I changed it to 720.
Okay, mine's still 722. I thought that might have been what the issue was. They did just recently change. Wait, I wonder if what it was because they recently changed their algorithm or something with the 720p.
Yeah, I bet that's what it is. So I'll change it for next time.
They have a lot more trouble to look forward to on my stream.
Yay! All right. Anyway, so shall we move on to Numero Trace?
Yeah, I've heard of this one, but I don't think I've tried it unless Aaron corrects me, and I probably have had like 3 of them. I don't even know.
I don't know anything about anything anymore. So this is the Tamdu.
I think it's Tamdu. Yeah,
Tamdu. I honestly don't know. Batch strength number 3. This is 116.6 proof. $90 a bottle. The notes that Don provided. Non-age stated. It says batch strength honors and upholds their passion to make only the finest single malt. A small number of exceptional sherry oak casks have been hand selected and bottled, unchill filtered, at natural color and high strength to represent Tamdu at its best.
That's one of the things with Scotch is a lot of them add colorant. So this is for natural color. That's pretty dark, and we don't know the age on this one though. So.
Someone's saying, "Yay, video's back."
Yeah, you're back. You're a little low res, but you're back.
I was gonna say, Barn Door says that I'm streaming at 4 frames per minute. Solid, good stuff. Maybe I'll turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. Turn it off.
Steve A is calling this a sherry bomb. I'm excited for that. I love a good sherry bomb Scotch.
Ooh, okay. Perry's back. Okay, I'm good. I'm back. For how long? Who's to say? This is the bourbon roulette that everybody came to watch. I like that. I like that nose. I like that nose a lot. I definitely like it better than the other 2 that we've had so far.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the Abelor Abuna, I always mispronounce. I think it's Abelor Abuna is a sherry bomb, and I freaking love it. So this is giving me very similar notes to that.
He cut out for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Froze.
I'm not. I'm still good here, so I'm gone. I'm not gone for everyone else.
You back now?
I'm back.
You said all I heard was, "See, the thing about this one is," and then it froze.
I don't even remember what I said at this point.
That's okay. Let's just barrel on through. We don't need anybody to have to listen to repeats or anything.
Yeah.
I think this smells more like a bourbon. I think that's why I'm kind of leaning into it a little bit more, like preferring it a little bit more.
Yeah. They said you nailed the pronunciation. I can't even say pronunciation.
Pronunciation? Yeah.
That.
So it's all. Donnie said it's all on my end. It is 100% all on my end. I am so sorry, guys.
All good.
I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you.
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead.
I just think this smells more like a bourbon, so I'm excited to see what this one actually tastes like too. Oh, actually, I'm going to take a sip of water. So
okay,
but I mean, you can go ahead and drink it if you want.
I'll go ahead and try it.
Or your stream can freeze again. That's fun. Which is my issue. I'm the one that's freezing.
Ooh.
I'm just going to drink the Scotch.
Am I back? I'm back. No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back. Okay. I like that one. I dig it.
I'd say the malt is really quite strong on this one. Now that I know what it is.
I was going to say, I still get those like cereal, like grainy notes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it balances, for me, being somewhat okay with Scotch, I think it balances nicely with the sherry influence.
Yeah, absolutely. I really do like this. I think the finish is really nice. The finish kind of gets into, and of course I fall back on my bourbon tasting notes, but like the baking spices that I'm so familiar with in bourbon.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think sherry.
Sorry, Barn Door said on the bright side, the audio is great.
So I don't know if it's just me, but with scotches, am I froze? I don't know. I guess I'm froze. Well, okay. Anyway, so I was gonna say is with scotches for me, sherry finish is really, really nice, and I think the way that a port finishes on a bourbon, it's that same kind of like, I think port and bourbon are like so good, like Midwinter's Night Dram, which technically I think that's rye, maybe, I don't know. I think sherry and scotch are just as good to me as port and bourbon.
Okay. I miss like the first 75% of that. And it's so bizarre because every time that you start a sentence that's going to explain something to me, it just quits. Because it did the exact same thing where you go, the thing about this one is, and it just froze.
I'll keep my inflection a little lower. I won't get excited about things to talk about.
Or just tell me all the important stuff up front and give the
Sherry good.
Sherry good. Oh my goodness gracious. Brian says the funny thing is that we see both of you fine. So it's really just me that's suffering because I'm getting like half of the stream. So I might honestly have to wind up going back and rewatching all of this on my own. So Don says this is entertaining.
I'm adding a little bit of water to this one. See what happens.
It feels like it's just about as bad as the Mario stream at this point.
At least you're not just repeating the same thing over and over. Is Steven here? Steven's
I don't know. Is Steven here?
I haven't seen him yet, I don't think.
I haven't either. Maybe I'll try the other Wi-Fi again.
Right now you're doing good on my part, but I don't know what's... Oh, no, he froze.
Well, I just want I want to be able to get everything okay on my end.
Yeah. I was going to say, while we wait, what is everyone... Okay, so I had a question. I asked it in a bourbon group earlier today. If you are mainly a bourbon drinker, but you've started kind of getting into Scotch, was there a particular Scotch that was kind of like your entryway? Like, oh, this one's good. Like I said to me, it was the Deanston 20. That was the one that was like, holy crap, there's so much good stuff like to explore. So I'm just curious, everyone in the chat, like, was there a certain Scotch that was kind of like the, opened your mind a little bit to this?
So tell me about the 20-year too, Clifton.
Well, I know you. It was one of those like mass tasting events where you tried like 20 different things.
Right.
And I ended up, so my method to like surviving those is I only take pictures of things that I really, really love. And I left that event with 2 pictures. It was that, and it was the Parker's Heritage. I think it was the Curacao.
Oh, okay.
Those are the 2 best things I tried that night. And I was like, I remember raving about that Deanston, and that's the last thing I remember. Like, oh, this is so good. And I'm like, no.
Well, but do you know anything about like the background?
I can pull it up real quick. Like I said, they only had one Deanston 20 as far as I know. So let me see.
I just didn't know if it was if they used virgin oak or if it was a reused bourbon cask or what.
Sure. Yeah. So it says introducing one of Deanston's limited rare bottlings. The precious liquid was carefully hand filled with ex Oloroso sherry casks, and then left to rest for 20 years. So it was an ex Oloroso sherry cask for 20 years. Whereas some of these have only been in those sherry casks for like 2 years. So that's the thing. I think that's why that was so much influence on it. It was so dark too. I remember the liquid inside was so really rich in color. Maybe I just like sherry. I don't honestly know. I don't have much experience with sherry. Yeah. Like I said, I've never tried it by itself.
Don, my peat journey started with a penicillin cocktail.
Ooh, no, I had a penicillin. I did not.
I don't even know what that is, but
I had it because I was like, oh, a whiskey cocktail other than old fashioned. Let me try it, not knowing it was a peated one.
Sure.
Oh, that one got me. They do a peat floater, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They do like a peat floater on top.
Yeah. Emily says Deanston Toasted Oak OMG.
Toasted oak, interesting. I've only had the virgin oak. Someone else said Abalor did it for them. Yeah, Abalor and Deanston. I think Abalor is way more accessible. It's like a $70-ish bottle. Okay. That's one I really recommend. Perry, I wish I had that. Next time we exchange samples, I'll send you that one because I think you'll like it.
Sure. It's like sucking on a Band-Aid. That's exactly what I want out of my whiskey, Don.
See, okay. Well, my thing is with a lot of scotches, other than like the sherry finished ones, I really kind of dig the peat ones, but I only dig the peat ones that are also finished. I don't like just a plain peat. Like that's not my thing. But if it's like a peated whiskey that's been finished with a sherry cask, I dig it a lot. Like that's my favorite scotch. Are you there, Perry?
Yes.
Okay.
It did the same thing. You go, I really like the...
Y'all in the chat can still hear me, right? Y'all are the ones I'm talking to.
I know everybody. You know what? If it looks like I'm just kind of waiting, just keep rolling with it. Just steamroll it. Yeah. I don't care anymore. We're a half hour in and nothing's getting fixed.
It's okay. I don't know what we could do to fix it. That's the thing. Like
I don't know. My internet really has been terrible recently too. I actually
just bought another like adapter. I have a built-in one that doesn't work like worth a crap. So I just bought a new one. So
that's good.
But it's been working well. So maybe not though. We'll have to see after this stream.
There you go. Anyway, yeah, maybe in between I'll try to do a speed test on my end as well.
Well, we have some time. Like I said, we're finishing off on my channel, so we'll take like a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, we have also moved through these fairly quickly.
Yeah, that's why I haven't tasted mine with water yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try.
So Clifton's just gonna cut out again, and on my end, and I'm just gonna keep going for it. Thanks, Brian, for enjoying the struggles of Perry. Zopher says Perry's speechless. Perry. Yep. Reboot before the next stream. Yes, I'm gonna do all those things.
We will both do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all those things. We'll clean it up in the edit. Who's
no, what happens with these live streams that go awfully wrong? We just made them unlisted so no one can find them.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done that to several. There's only been like 2 or 3 that I've done that for, but
boy, I'm really earning those super chats tonight.
Oh yeah, well, I think water helps that one too.
Oh, I didn't even really I didn't try it with water. That must have been something that you said you were going to do when I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, no, I think that one's my favorite so far. Did you like the Deanston better? I think you seemed to like that one a little better.
I think I did like the Tamdu a little bit better.
Oh, you like the Tamdu?
Isn't that what we've been on?
Oh, yeah, I asked if you like the Deanston.
Oh, wait, did you go back to the Deanston?
No, I think I prefer the Tamdu. I thought you liked the Deanston better. That's why. But you're on the Tamdu too. That's your favorite.
Yeah, that was what I just finished off.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. That one's real good. It's only $90 too. So in terms of availability, Don says that batch number 3 is still available in some areas, but batch number 4 is the current release. So this is, I guess, the past release. So I have to seek this one out for $90. I think that sounds really good.
The faces I keep catching on Emily. Yeah.
I just hope it freezes up right when you try the Octomore and you're like, oh. And then it's just stuck in that face for the rest of the stream.
Yeah, I'm real excited for that. Everybody's blaming Scotch. They're saying this is what happens when you drink Scotch. So there's a freeze frame on me right now too.
Yeah, you're froze.
Fantastic.
So James says he's not a fan of the spicy cinnamon note that seems more prevalent in bourbon. So James, you must be mostly a Scotch guy. Interesting. I would say that, like you said, baking spices earlier, right, Perry? Okay, I won't throw over to Perry. But yeah, no, I think that's like the baking spice note that a lot of people get. James, I like it. I hear you now.
All right, yay!
This is fun.
Rock Gut Review did say, I guess I wasn't subscribed here. Just fixed that. Thank you, Rock Gut Review, for subscribing to the channels. I really appreciate that. Did also get a super chat from Don Nishida. He said, for better Wi-Fi. So thank you, Don. We're going for the Wi-Fi fund, I guess. Maybe that'll be my next Patreon goal, actually, is better Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi is expensive. We just recently switched over because we moved, and as soon as you're out of that promotional period, it goes skyrockets.
It does, and it seems like since we got out of our promotional period, the quality has just tanked.
Oh, really?
So
yeah, we were going to cancel it. Like, cause the trick is you're supposed to cancel and put it in the other person's name, like when it's over. We were going to, but we actually got a better deal, being like, "Oh, we're moving and we're going to cancel." And they're like, "Wait, we have this amazing deal." Like, okay, I doubled my speed and I cut the price by $20. So,
dang. Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Cable companies, like, they suck. They're just like
they're
just
terrible. They're garbage.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, well, I guess we should move on to number 4.
Let's do it. I'm gonna leave a little bit of that in my glass because, like I said, that's my favorite so far.
Sure. I went ahead and finished it as well. I apologize. Things are just going great on this stream.
That's okay.
So number 4 is the Glengoyne. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea.
This one I have actually never heard of, so I
don't. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the 8 I've never heard of before.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, some of these are independent bottlers too, which is like a big thing in Scotch.
True.
Yeah. So you may not have heard of the bottler, but you may have heard the whiskey, like the one that we're starting on my channel. It's actually Bunnahabhain.
But it's you again, but that's okay. Just keep going.
Anyways, over on my channel, once we move over, we're starting with an independent bottling version of Bunnahabhain, which is something I'm familiar with, but I'm not familiar with the. You there? No, I'm still going. Okay, if you can't hear me, don't interrupt me.
I'm not trying to interrupt you. I just don't know what to do. First pronunciation was good, Perry. Good deal.
Glengoyne, right? Is that what you said first?
Glengoyne, yeah.
Okay.
Non-age stated. It's a Highland, non-chill filtered as tradition intended and matured exclusively in first fill Oloroso sherry casks. Our forebears received a fitting reward for a job well done. Now, as then, you won't find teapot dram anywhere else. It's available solely from the Glengoyne distillery.
Oh, people are excited for this one. Steve A says, "You got your hands on teapot dram?" Big shout out. Don got all of this. He is. I imagine this one's rare, right? Oh yeah, rare distillery exclusive.
Barn Door said, "It seems like Perry is trying to use his neighbor's Wi-Fi, but the walls are too thick for a good connection." The Wi-Fi box is right through that one wall in my own house, so that does not bode well at all.
So this one's a lot darker, but it does not say if they add color. So there's a chance.
$180 to $200, 59.9%. What is that? I can't do that math for some reason.
Oh yeah, I didn't do the math on any of these. I probably should have. Maybe I'll do it like in our 5-minute break in between.
Whiskey Crusaders, Matt said teapot is awesome. Sure. Let's just
everyone's very excited for this one.
Chris says amazed Perry does not try to say it in a Scottish accent.
He did add a goiny, which to be fair, I probably would have done the same.
I've not had enough to drink, and also I'm tired. So
okay, eBay guarantees there's no chill filtering or color. So like I said, this is a good bit darker.
That is great because it is a beautiful color.
Oh yeah.
So all right, well.
Cheers.
Cheers indeed after this wonderful stream so far. 119.8, by the way, is the proof point. Thank you, Don.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really discovering that with Scotch in general, I just typically like finishes on Scotches better than I do the front end of the palates.
No, same here. No, the finish.
This really doesn't seem to be any different. Were we talking over each other again?
Yeah, I think so. I was saying, no, I was agreeing with you. I think the finish is amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Up front, I do still think that it's a little barley heavy for me. By the way, Diane is making fun of me and saying soily. How I said solely. Todd Coop is here. Hello, Todd. Glad to have you in as well. This is really good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I do agree that if you're not a big fan of that, like grain forward note at the beginning.
Yeah.
It might kind of be distracting. I know. Well, okay. So the first scotches I ever tried that I didn't like, hopefully you don't cut out before you hear the rest of this sentence. They
Hold
are.
on. I'm crossing my fingers.
So they were the ones that are the younger ones, and because I was cheap, because like I'm used to bourbon prices, right? Like with bourbon, you can pay $20 and get an amazing bourbon. I didn't realize with Scotch, you got to pay a good bit more to get a good Scotch, as you're seeing with these prices.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So on the really young stuff, I got a ton of that grain. It wasn't my favorite.
Right.
But with these are non-aged, so I don't know how old these are. But they're also cask. Cask strength is so rare in Scotch, I think, at least in my experience.
Yeah. And that was kind of the thing that I was talking about when I did that first Scotch stream a few weeks back, where I was just saying, having them at cask strength would be something I'd be really interested in trying. Not those bottles specifically, but just kind of in general. And I think so far, we're halfway through the parts 1 and 2, but I think that I've liked this. I've liked this quite a bit. This Glengoyne has been my favorite so far.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, for half
that's probably something that people were expecting.
Yeah, for half the price, though, the Tamdu
something that would have been expected if you saw the lineup and saw that this was on there. So,
yeah,
I'm
I think
pleased with it.
The Tamdu, I think, for half the price, though, I would personally probably pick up the Tamdu just because it's half the price, and it's pretty good too. Now, this one, I think it's worth the high price, but I'm pretty cheap, and the most I've ever spent on whiskey is $180. So I don't think I would spend $180 on this. But that's just me personally. I'm a bourbon guy.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're back. Cool.
Was I gone for a second?
I think we were talking over each other, so I assumed one of us was gone. So
I didn't mean to. I think I was just generally agreeing with you.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I also kind of look at it like this is, with it being a distillery only bottle. In that regard, it probably is a little bit more worth it to shell out the cash.
That's true. Because you're making your way to the distillery, so like you obviously like their product. So
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I could see, the value in this being higher than some of the lower priced ones. Again, I think this is the best one out of the bunch so far. But
I just went back
to if it ain't expensive.
Yeah, so I went back to the Tamdu.
It's not like something that you can just roll out and find or anything. So maybe the next step is kind of like, what are the more accessible higher proof scotches?
That's true.
That are out there. I'm not totally convinced to make a hardline shift over to Scotch. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And there's a question. Oh, from Tom. Tom actually is. He and I work together.
Hi, Tom Flanagan.
So, he said, "Always curious. What's a good first Scotch to try for a bourbon drinker?" That question comes up a lot, but I guess
it really does.
What kind of a bourbon drinker? Because I always heard Glenfiddich 14. It's a very good intro. That's the one that Perry. Did you give? Someone gave that to Chad and Sarah at some point.
Yeah, I think I've had that one. I think the other one that I was thinking of is it Glenfiddich or Macallan that has the bourbon cask?
It's the Glenfiddich 14.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I've had that before on multiple occasions, and I think honestly, that's kind of the go-to introductory one.
Well, especially I think the only reason
because it's not really, the
only reason
it's not going to be offensive to a normal bourbon drinker, but it is going to introduce some of those higher malt content notes, I guess. Look at me talking like I know what I'm talking about. I have no clue what I'm talking about.
I think for a lot of people that would be a great one. I think it's because I was already hooked on the high proof stuff at the time, so I didn't really love that one. But for age wise, like that, you get those similar notes, like the oakier notes. Whereas these, even though they're older, I don't get any of the oak. So I think that's what Glenfiddich was trying to do. They used bourbon casks to kind of emulate that. It was made for bourbon drinkers to be like, hey, try this.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, Glenfiddich 14 is definitely, I stick with that. I think that's a great recommendation for people getting into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end it off here. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us.
For part one, don't leave yet. Hold on.
Yeah, for part one, that's what I was saying.
I didn't want people to click out.
No. We got part 2 coming up over on Clifton's channel as well. For those of you who are new, maybe we're stopping by because of Clifton. First of all, thank you all so much. Really do appreciate it. You can find all of our podcasts, past live streams here on the channel, also on any of your podcast apps where you may listen to shows. You can follow us on social media at My Bourbon Pod. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can become a patron of the show as well at patreon.com for as little as $1 a month. And we really appreciate everybody who is over there as always. Clifton, I'm looking forward to getting into the last 4 of these samples and Sample X.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you guys stick around. The link, like I said, is in the description below. We're going to start. Give us 5 minutes to restart our computers and get some water. But we will be over there very, very soon. Hopefully a little bit better quality. So
yeah, we'll see. All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you all so much again.
Bye.